far quicker than a VR experience.
VR baby bouncer, I want it.
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck that. Let's go all the way. I want VR womb simulator.
Oh,
now you're talking.
Like 2016.
like being birthed.
I didn't know you wanted to get into VR porn this early in the podcast.
No,
all right, let's.
The being birthed is the tragic.
But that's got to be part of it.
The tragic ending.
The tragic conclusion of the whole thing.
Yeah, that's the end.
You want to return and stay there.
Unhappy ending. Bad end.
Real time 9-month simulation.
Yeah.
It's not enough time.
10 months at least. Go deep. That's the tagline. We're deep right now. Go deep.
That's a different VR experience right there.
Oh.
This got really uncomfortable.
Let's
move on.
I spent some time watching VR porn this weekend.
Oh, no.
Really?
Well,
how did that come to be?
I went into this podcast thinking, all right, we're not going to, for the first time in like a month, we're not going to talk about VR, but I feel okay about where this VR discussion is going.
Yeah.
So it was something that was happening in Slack on like Friday. You guys were talking about something about VR porn, and should we do something with it? Is there something to do with that?
Well, to be fair, it's not like we were just like,
hey, should we be making some? Yeah, someone pitched us.
We weren't just spitballing. I received an interview solicitation.
Yeah,
for a major proprietor of
pornography,
adult entertainment,
VR and otherwise,
asking if we wanted to speak with the CIO of this company.
They were like going around giving demos or something like that.
It's like I don't know what that seems weird.
A little, yeah.
I don't know that you need to talk to like the guy from the website, because they're just videos. They're just 360 videos. Like you could either have Paul McCartney and you get to stand next to his piano, or you get to see some real crazy 3D business at the end of these scenes.
Why not both?
Wait, 3D business like they're polygonal people?
No. It's 3D video.
Okay,
3D or like 180? Is it like point of view kind of stuff, or can you actually like turn all the way around?
So it's one of those things where like the videos have to be offered in multiple formats to accommodate things like, oh well, for the Gear VR we've produced this lower quality thing. Huh. And if you want a higher res video, then for the Oculus, it's this. It's for Vive, it's for that, and yeah. So it's there are some 360 ones, there are some 180 ones. Yeah, it's kind of just depends on what you're looking for. So I did not sign up for any sites. I just kind of like looked at some preview videos that they had posted to get a sense for like what this even is,
right?
And kind of see it for myself. And it is exactly what you think it is. I mean, it's instead of like the head, you are there with the camera. Instead of a headless driver in Project Cars, it's a headless nude man.
So it's like a point of view video.
Yeah, it is exactly that.
Okay.
It is exactly that.
Okay,
but you can look around and it's in 3D with all the wonderment and weirdness that brings. It's very juddery.
Okay,
which is
when you move your head around, or
no,
just in general,
the motion,
the playback
all
is
of
not
the playback.
It's not smooth.
In my experience, was not super smooth, and these were just samples from a few different sites. So
and it was streaming, right?
No. These were downloadable samples.
But it was juddery still.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Right.
Like just the frame rate just wasn't there or something. I don't know, but it's
not up to the usual quality of.
No, not really. It's and not up to the quality of other VR experiences and all this other stuff. But I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like you look at it and it's these are all traditional porn sites that are, for the most part. There's one that is kind of specializing in this sort of stuff. But it's been weird. It's weird because they all have the typical kind of porn site monthly process of like, hey, give us $25 a month and you'll get access to 80 sites that we all own and they're all the same stuff anyway. And so, like, the VR stuff, though it's been happening since the release of the Gear VR, so we're, like a year in and change or whatever it is.
Oh, sure.
There's not a ton. There's not an abundance of available content right now.
Do the tube sites have sections? Like if you go to like Pornhub or something, there's like a VR tab.
Yeah, but in those cases, that would be you full screening a streaming video. So I tried this as well. In
just putting on the headset?
And then putting on the
2D video?
Well, I mean, it's a side-by-side 3D.
Oh, it's still 3D.
Yeah, it's still 3D. It's at a streaming resolution.
Ooh.
But you can still move around.
Even the 360 videos are still just videos. It's how it gets displayed in the headset, whether it's Sphere or Dome. So it turns out this is the actual use for that virtual desktop software. I mean, you could use a desktop in the sky, but it is also a very effective 3D video player.
Okay.
For that stuff. And yeah, so like watching that stuff at a streaming resolution and frame rate, it's fascinating.
That sounds terrible.
Because it's like for as much as like VR has this like dreamlike non-real quality to it, seeing actual humans moving in a sex-like manner.
Sex-like
at a like this, with this weird kind of jittery kind of movement and stuff. It makes the whole thing feel like a television show that is doing a sci-fi storyline about like they injected porn into their memories to get off, and like these are the flashes they show when they're showing the guy as he's dying or something. Like it's that kind of like dream-like like not ethereal. It's this weird like it's fucked up looking. It looks fucked up. In a way that is like kind of fascinating, but really weird. It's one of those things where I imagine, like, I wonder if maybe like these are just older videos that are being produced that they haven't really spent into the high frame rate, whatever they need to like alleviate those problems.
These could just be like leftover 3D videos that they shot from like the original 3D craze.
No, because I mean, I suppose that's possible, but I don't think that's the case. I think it's stuff they shot for VR, but it's maybe they're just not spending on the cameras up to the rate that they could be. Because the stuff that like the Jaunt video app that's in the Oculus store and it's on Vive as well. Mm-hmm. Like the quality of those, it was a streaming video, so like the image resolution was weird, but the movement all seemed fine. Whereas all of these scenes that I downloaded from their preview section and stuff like that, like they all just seemed a little off.
So a bit surreal. I mean, obviously, it's not going to give you a real life experience.
Also, the sense of scale was way off in some of them. Where it was just
I don't like where this is.
They're like distorted. And stuff.
Where it was just like everything is huge. Is this woman 9 feet tall? What is happening?
That's my kink.
It's like totally right. Yeah, and then some of it looked like super tiny. It was just like what's going on? Like just the sense of scale is seems to vary a lot from video to video. So sure. And that's there are a handful of sites, and these are just I didn't go pay them the $25 a month or whatever to download the 9 scenes they have or whatever it is, or 40 in some cases. But they didn't have a ton of it.
Well, I mean, it's a hot and budding technology.
Totally,
it's gonna take them a little while to get there, but man, I mean,
and every single one of them is like pushing VR hardware hard in terms of just like sign up for this stuff. We will send you this device that you put your phone into, and so they're all selling Google Cardboard style. They're all like, hey, sign up and we'll send you one for free. Sign up and we'll give you one for $20, or
just one of those cheap things that you can
you just mount your phone. You mount any phone in, and you can watch the videos. Like that's the primary means for this stuff. And then some of them have like Oculus stuff, but a lot of that, their instructions are written for like DK2 and stuff like that.
Right,
so they have not necessarily gotten up to speed with like consumer Oculus and Vive and stuff like that.
Oh, that's interesting. Because porn's such a huge industry. Like I really think that it helped push like the DVD market. And
totally.
Boom.
I mean, you even hear about like the VHS
Betamax. Totally. Yeah.
Like they are basically, I think, the deciding factor. Yeah. Like, if history has taught us anything, it's that the adult industry will figure out what to do with this stuff, one way or the other.
Yeah.
Right now we're
early days. I don't know. It's weird.
Putting the like the haha porn angle aside, like take the best 360 video that you watched.
Yeah.
Does that seem cool?
It's novel.
Is there like a good use for video that you can turn your head around and look around in?
It's very novel, but I wouldn't say it was something where I felt like, oh man, this is the only way I want. Like even the idea of like they have the video projectors that'll project a video onto a fake movie screen and that sort of stuff. It's I don't know, like, I said something on Twitter or something a while back saying like, I don't understand why anyone would ever want to do that, because I had done it and came away from the experience going, absolutely not. And then a lot of people who had not done it were like, no way, man, I'll totally do it. It's like, because I have a shitty TV. And it's like, no, look, if you have a TV that's capable of running modern console games, the image quality is going to be sharper there than it is in any headset. So the idea of like, you would have to be really hard up to play a video game immediately to like want to play it in like project it onto a 2D screen inside of VR. Because I think the resolution and more importantly, like the way the image gets blurry at the outer edges of your vision just makes that unpleasant. Like, that's not a good way to do any of this stuff. I think, and again, I think it's very novel. I think it's really fascinating. And if you could have like multiple users in a single space watching a movie together and interacting and, you know, doing whatever, I think that would be potentially interesting. And 3D video and sort of like 360 video and stuff like that, like, you know, whatever. There will probably be some cool uses of that. I mean, whatever. There are cool uses of that, like the stuff that's in Jaunt, even the porn to a certain extent. You're like, this is fascinating. And there was one 360 scene where they had like multiple performers in it, and one of them is doing stuff to the character that your head is attached to, and then there are two people off on the side, and then you turn around and there's just a lady back there just doing whatever by herself.
It's like a little Easter egg. You never know if you didn't turn around.
What's going on back there? There's a bunch of weird stuff like that, and I don't know, like everyone is kind of going to explore that space and hit on like what the things are that make that stuff work. But it's very novel, but like no thanks. Like video in VR, I just think kind of overall seems like something you do a couple times and go like, all right, it's about what you do with that video. I think more importantly than like.
Or peripherals, I guess. Like,
sure, yeah.
Maybe someone could make use of the Vive controllers.
Teledildonics. It's going to be. It's already huge. It's going to be huger.
That's where I can actually get up and like go hide in the closet and watch.
There's something. Yeah, I mean, and I don't know if I don't know what technology would even be required to let you walk around a video. That actually sounds impossible.
Yeah, but, I don't know.
But that's the thing is like, you know, because
the Star Trek technical manual did it.
Fair point.
20 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, so
you're right.
The video stuff is really it's really novel, but you know, you see all these people going like, "Oh, we're doing basketball games in VR."
Like live events still sounds like the thing to me that would be useful for.
Yeah, but also like think about television broadcasts and how good they are.
Well, I know,
in terms of like
it would be a different style of watching the thing, though.
Yes,
it would be for people who want to feel like they're there or like see it from that perspective.
Yeah, but how much time do you need to like turn around and go, "Wow, there's a crowd of people behind me." That's weird, right?
Crowd, though.
Everyone would, because that's the whole thing. Is like, well, I'm in 360 3D. I'm gonna look around, do this.
But
and you know, like the crowd's going to be playing to that camera, like whoever's sitting around there.
Sure.
Like it would be awesome, I think, to be sitting in the crowd, like being there and experiencing.
Yeah, I have to assume they would enshrine that thing so that people couldn't fuck with it, but
not fuck with it, but just like I don't know, maybe they pay
like
people
look
to
at it.
Yeah, sure.
Or maybe they sit a bunch of people around it to be characters.
Sure.
They had that thing in the Oculus store where you could like be on the ramp for Jimmy and Jay Uso's entrance or whatever.
Finally,
and I did that, and it's like, nah, this isn't how I would watch Raw. I don't think.
No,
or even like I wouldn't even like flip to it for the entrance or whatever.
Right. It's
didn't seem great.
I don't know. I mean, you know, obviously, like the technology will get better. Like at some point, those screens do get sharp enough to where that's like valuable and interesting. But I think where it is right now, it just doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And you know, whatever. I mean, you know, the porn stuff. People have needs, and if their needs happen to include 3D first person action, it's there for them. I don't know. It seemed kind of lame, but it's early days.
It's early days.
First-hand report. Now we know.
We'll keep an eye on it.
It seemed cool in Time Cop.
VR porn?
Yeah.
I thought it was really good in like Star Wars Christmas special.
They had VR porn in that?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
What? Yeah.
I remember that in Time Cop because I watched it when I was like 10, and then it went to a VR porn thing, and then I had to turn it off because I was afraid my mom was going to walk in.
Grandpa Wookie just like sat down in his lazy boy, strapped on the VR helmet, and there was like a dancing lady in there.
Is that
okay.
real? Actually real? I've never actually sat down and watched that thing.
It's really bad. It's
I
really
know.
long.
It's terrible.
I've seen enough clips from it to know, like, all right, yeah, I get it.
But yeah, there was
people like this. Ironically, that's cool.
Yeah. Dancing ladies.
Yeah, exciting. All right, well, we kept our VR talk to a minimum this week.
We could keep going.
No, we're good.
Okay,
I think we're good. Let's talk about the regular video games.